Hey, Pepin.
Yo, 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 yo.
Wow, that was silky smooth. Hey, what's your favorite rock band?
My favorite rock band?
Yeah.
That would probably be Led Zeppelin
Oh.
or maybe Pink Floyd, but Pink Floyd's more like prog rock.
Well, it has rock right in the name.
Yeah. I mean, some people argue Pink Floyd's not rock because it's not just like Led Zeppelin and jammy. It's jammy, but it's not jammy in a way of like dun 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 dun.
I might argue that Led Zeppelin's not rock, it's blues, so.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about old Zeppelin, that's definitely the case. The old Zeppelin is definitely blues.
Or that one song about the lemon. Remember that time Mr. Palmer yelled that? Oh, wait, I don't think you were there for that.
I don't think so. I think he told me about it though. He's like, "Squeeze that lemon."
Yeah, he just like yelled that out in the middle of class when I mentioned Led Zeppelin. I was like, Jesus, dude.
To be fair, he was epileptic, so that didn't help.
Jesus. How is that? What does that do? Do epileptic people like lemons?
No, it can cause like little spasms, and sometimes people will say things just randomly.
Or like shout out lyrics to Led Zeppelin songs?
Possibly. He was probably just being Mr. Palmer, but in this case, I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because he came in that one time with all those
That was pretty cool. That was very cool. So your favorite rock is... This intro is like 100 years long. Nate, we need to talk.
Okay, let's scratch it.
Just fucking send it.
Let's scratch that one.
No, I think we should use it because it ends funny.
Epilepsy somehow.
The epilepsy thing kind of derailed the comedy part of it. Where you're like, oh, it's probably because he had a serious medical condition that threatened his life. Like, yeah, jokes. Hey, jokes, you can come back in the room now. Nate's done being a fucking buzzkill. Welcome back. So glad you guys could join us. I am here once again with my best friend, Nathan. Pepin, how's it going today, Pepin?
Yo, I'm here. I am ready, and I like rocks.
Wait, what? What was the last part?
Oh, how you do, Meader?
No. Don't skip over this. Why did you just like randomly insert I like rocks?
So, okay. This is the thing. We think about rocks, and rocks are things that we actually eat. And people don't think about that. We eat rocks all the fucking time.
Well, like salt.
Case in point, salt.
Yeah.
So, the other week, it's like, okay, my girlfriend got this like thing as a gift. It's like a Himalayan salt light, and it's got this like big light thingy in there, and then it's got like all these like Himalayan salt rock things.
Yeah.
I thought they were just rocks for a while, but then I actually like figured out they're actually like Himalayan salt rocks. I'm like, wait a second, if I lick this, is it gonna be salty? So I licked it, it was salty. So like, okay, this is great. So then I just kind of like took it, washed it off, and I just lick it at random points throughout the day. It's great.
So this just in, salt is salty.
Mm-hmm. And it's a rock that I like. And so much so, hold on.
It's a rock that I like.
I bought this.
Oh, you bought your own Himalayan rock salt.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So this one's a little bit different because it's just like one giant thing of rock or whatever. Mm-hmm. But watch. It's salty.
He licked his... Oh, and it changed colors when you did that.
Yep, that's my magnetic charm.
Whoa, it turned blue.
Yep, this one's pretty cool.
Is it a mood rock too?
Let's say that because that sounds cool.
Okay.
But it's like, I think it's great. I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's something about like the rock being like this full thing that we kind of grind up and eat. It's just super weird because we don't think about rocks like how we eat them and stuff, but it's like we do eat rocks. We're weird.
So when your girlfriend asks you to pass the shakers, you're like, do you want more rock?
I started doing that. Yeah.
I bet you did. How'd she take that?
Oh, she just call it salt. And she also refuses to like to have some of the Himalayan salt rock. So yeah.
Hold on. Did you just say She was just like, "Can you call it salt?"
Yeah.
That's really fucking funny.
And
I don't
here's the
know why
thing.
that's so funny, but it's really funny. Then she just like very calmly, "Can you just call it salt?"
So, see, I have this here. You know why I have this? Because she caught
Why?
me licking her rock. Or her rocks.
Oh,
and
she
got
caught
kind of
you.
annoyed. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say caught. I just was doing it. And then she got mad about it. And she said, I mean, not mad, but she's like, yeah, no, if you're going to lick a rock like this, buy your own rock. So I did.
So, talk to me about, when did this rock obsession start? Was it with the light rock?
I think so. Well, because I thought they were really cool. And it's like, I just don't have an obsession like with rocks, but I also have an obsession with glass. Like, unfortunately, like, hold on a second here.
Oh my, he's getting something else. They look like jars, but we're gonna find out in a second. I don't want to jump the gun and say that he's getting jars when they may not be an assortment of different size and shaped jars. Guys, there's a lot of glass clanging and he's still getting things.
So this isn't even everything, but so it's like I just like glass. Like glass is super fucking cool. Like it's see-through. It can be different colors too, so you can have different colors.
Okay,
But
that looks like it had syrup in it.
yep, this is a maple syrup one. And so it's like I can't
Yeah.
throw it away. Like I'm a little bit of a hoarder in this regard because like I'm just like I don't want to throw it away. It's so beautiful, but it's also just so cool. And you know I try to use it effectively too because not all these ones I haven't found stuff to put them in or stuff to put in. But here's one that was a hot sauce jar or glass.
Yeah.
And then we got some basic ones here with
Yeah.
just
Looks like it might have been
What do you call
pasta
them?
sauce.
yeah, another hot sauce one. This one was soy sauce, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it could have
and
been
then-
like a vinegar or something too. Or an oil.
Ooh, this is actually El Yucatan or Yucato hot sauce. That one's a very good hot sauce, but now you wouldn't know it's a hot sauce. But I have all these little glasses, and then this is like a tea / other kind of glass. And all these glasses are just super fucking cool. Like, it's amazing that we made this technology, and I don't know why people just throw it out in the trash. And this is why I have a little bit of a problem because I have too much glass now.
Well, don't people recycle it to make more glass?
Yeah, true. We don't really have that here in Rochester, I don't think. I mean, maybe you do if you go to like the little place, but not in like our recycle bins. And then part of this glass obsession turned into like a hourglass obsession. Maybe not obsession. I don't think that's the right term, but
No, he's gone to get more things. That's an hourglass. Oh, that's a cool one.
so this one, it's an hour
Pretty round.
and a half. So this,
Oh, wow.
this one's pretty big.
90 minutes of rocks inside glass. Oh, he's getting something else. He just turned over the hour and a half one.
And then I got a couple more. So this is a 30-minute one, which is pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. He put it
And
on
then
top of
we
the
have
other and then rethought it.
And then we got a 15-minute one. This one's pretty standard. And then I have another one that I'm not super proud of, but it's still cool. Oh God, I got so much shit on my desk now. But
You had so much
I don't-
stuff. So hourglasses make sense that you'd like those
how's that?
because it's rocks inside glass.
Exactly. And I think there's a big metaphor in these hourglasses too. I mean, number one, I like them better for keeping track of time. So like when I'm doing work, like I'll actually just flip them over and use them as a time tracker. Because the thing is, if you do set an alarm for it, those alarms are very intrusive. It's like, or you can maybe have like a nice thing, but you have to like kind of deal with it. But a lot of times when I'm doing work, like if I go overtime, it's fine. I'm just doing more work. I'm kind of happy with that. So having something silent like this is kind of nice, and it's old school. I think it kind of brings in like some. I think old technologies of the past get looked over a lot, and I kind of like the fact that this thing can tell time without me having to like set something sort of digital, right? It's like the analog version of it, which I think is very, very badass.
Analog time.
I would not go to sundials though, but it's also kind of the same thing with. We got one of these guys here, and
Oh, it's a thermometer.
this is a Galilean thermometer. And the way these work are actually really cool because essentially it functions by density. So water has a certain density at certain temperatures, and also these little balls here have like they have like certain little tags on them. Those tags aren't important except for identification for us, but essentially these balls of glass will float up to a certain, like, say, height, depending on the temperature of that, and that's based off density. And Galileo figured that back out in the day, so he came up with a thermometer based off that thing. If you think of like the old mercury style thermometers, they kind of work in a similar way, except with a single liquid inside like a small little tube, and that liquid expand according to temperature. It's kind of the same, theory here, just a bit more abstruse. But this is another kind of old technology that gets kind of overlooked, and I can't say it's that useful, because I think it's useful, but it's not practical, because the more practical thing is to have a little thing on your wall or on your hand or whatever that just tells the temperature in like a easy way. But I think this is way fucking cooler.
So is that to say that it's 80 degrees in there right now?
Probably. It seems about right. It's kind of hot in here.
That's very warm.
It's like there's a certain time in the night where so I'm on the 3rd floor, and everyone will turn up the temperature all at once around this time, and then that's when it starts getting like warm up here. So it'll be cold the whole day, and then around like when everyone gets home from work or whatever they're doing, this is when it gets hot.
So you like impractical, old-timey ways of measuring things.
Mm-hmm. That seems pretty accurate. Or just things that do things like these glasses. Like, I just find, I don't know, like I sometimes watch videos of people blowing glass on YouTube, and like it's something I can see myself doing, to be honest. Like, maybe I'd get sick of it eventually, but I would love to do glass blowing.
What about like sand art?
What do you mean exactly?
So you have like different colored sands, and you add them into bottles to like make things that look cool inside, or even just like have cool color patterns and stuff.
I've looked into that a little bit, not as much as I don't know, just glass blowing, but that stuff can be pretty cool. I saw this one that this guy did. He did like a whole portrait, and it was like a photorealistic portrait almost. And I don't know how people do that with stuff. It's probably something I wouldn't get into myself. But one thing I have thought about a little bit with some of these glass things is I like little lamps and lights. Like, I kind of like low style lighting. So I was looking at something yesterday with essentially they take like these light bulbs and they like fill them with Himalayan salt rocks, and then you kind of put them, just as a normal light bulb, but it kind of gives that little filter and kind of makes it a little bit dimmer. I kind of like that idea, but you could do something similar with these. You could drill a hole in here if you wanted to, or rather you could probably just like feed a little LED light bulb with a power strip and just fill it with, like, say, Himalayan salt rock or some other sort of thing, and just have it lit up that way. And then you have these little nice cool little lights around. And it's kind of essentially what this thing is right here. Like with my Himalayan one, that it's just like a big rock with like a sat over an LED strip down there. But that's something someone you made. I think it'd be cool to make something yourself.
Would you be able to resist continually opening the bottles to lick the salt?
I wouldn't. Yes.
You're like genuinely thinking about this.
In this case, yes, because I'd be filling it with like big salt rocks, and big salt rocks is not as cool as little salt rocks. The little ones, or it's like the tiny sized ones, maybe they're not like salt size, like salt grain size, but they're like the size of like I don't know, pebbles, like pebble size. Mm-hmm. Those are not as good as just big ones. Because here's the thing, like, take your hand, right? You can lick your hand, right? That's easy to do because your hand's of great size. Take a pebble. How hard is it to lick that pebble? That pebble, it's going to be super hard to lick because it's going to get stuck to your tongue, or you have to hold it here and you're going to lick your finger. And, there's just a whole big mess to it. So I think a big slab of salt is cool. Little slabs of salt are cool too, but they're not cool for licking. And what I learned as well is, like, I bought this other little thing of Himalayan salt rock and like this grinder thing, and it's pretty cool. You can actually grind it into like stuff. But I'm like, oh, hey, let's do this. I'm just gonna like take this little top off and put some of those, medium sized rocks or pebble sized rocks on my food. This will be great. It was not great because it's like it's almost like you're chewing into like pop rocks, but these pop rocks are like I don't know, tinfoil. So
how do you feel about rock candy? You ever had that stuff? It's like on a stick.
I think so. I think it's all right.
It's pretty much just sugar that's crystallized.
I think part of my problem with it I'm not opposed to it. I think it's good, but it's just this pure sugar, and it's not salty. I like hard candy, but the thing is with hard candy, there's like that how do you say? You have to be patient with it, which I'm not. It's like
every time I get on it.
Yeah, Tootsie Roll Pop, it's a matter of like maybe 5-10 seconds before it's like crunch down on it to get to like the gooey center. That's pretty much it. So you can't do that with a Salt Rock because you can, but you don't want to. Why would you do that? It's just there. It's an ornament, but it's also a food, a nourishment.
So you have given yourself a salt lick in your house.
That's kind of the idea, honestly.
So you're becoming a deer or a cow.
I think so. And I don't know if I have like some sort of biological deficiency for salt because like as a kid as well, it's like, and as an adult, but like sometimes I just crave salt. So just like put a little bit of salt in my hand and just kind of lick it, just kind of, and I always put like way too much salt on my food. So I have like some crazy craving for salt and this just fills that void even more.
Fascinating.
So that's something weird about me. How about you, Meader? Can you out-weird me?
You would just put it, like, have you ever done tequila shots?
Technically yes, but I wouldn't say I've had the full experience.
Oh, where you have you lick your hand and then you dip it in salt and then you have a lime and then you lick the salt and take the shot and then bite into the lime.
I've never done that. The only way I've done tequila is just like I bought a bunch of shots like from like the store and I just kind of did them like that and it was terrible.
Yeah, you got to do if you do the whole thing, completely different. It's like having a Corona without a lime. It's like, why would you even do that?
Yeah. That's kind of what the people at the store were explaining to me. Like, you're going about this wrong way, buddy. Like, you're going to have something, like, get like a giant Sprite and put it in there, but don't just have it by itself. It's not for that.
Yeah. And then now you wouldn't even have to put any on your hand. You could just hold your rock in one hand. I just want to lick your light and then take a shot. You wouldn't look crazy at all. Everyone's like, let's do shots. You're like, hold on, let me go get my light. All right, everyone gather around. Everyone could lick off it in a big circle. It's BYO rock, huh?
Yeah, bring your own rock. Yes.
I'll supply the tequila. You bring your own salt because I ain't sharing, bub. That's very, very funny. I like the clear liquors. They make me feel less gross, especially in the morning. Like, I feel like the hangover is less dramatic.
Okay. You meant from recovering. Okay. For a second, I thought you meant like in the morning when you drink it.
Oh, well, that too. It's much softer to drink in the morning than it is. Like, you wouldn't want to have it like with a meal. With a meal, you want something like a dark liquor. But if you're just like drinking to get fucked, like I would much prefer a clear. Although I can't stand vodka.
Okay. When you say drinking to get fucked, you mean like fucked up?
Sure. Why you gotta make that assertion?
Honestly, when I think I started having a bit of a glass obsession was when I was involved in the paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And it's like you look at like nice pipes and nice like stuff like that, and you start just like being super impressed by the workmanship, and you're like, this is well made. Like, whoever made this is just cool, right? And then anything that's glass is just super cool. And then I kind of grew that appreciation, and from there, I've just always been like interested in glass. I mean, not interested, but it's just like I see like nice glass, and it kind of just like captures my vision.
And you think, how can I turn this into something I can smoke out of?
That was the old Nathan. The old Nathan just had that thought. Yes.
Nate, just think. Those hourglasses could become gravity bongs. Hour-long gravity bongs.
That would be intense.
It would be. Do you think that the sand in there could help like filter it all? What if it was like little bits of charcoal or something?
Yeah, I mean, probably. That makes sense.
Maybe there's a rock out there that can TM trademark. Maybe there's a rock out there that you could put into like an hourglass that would, and you can make it like a 1 minute hourglass that as it drained and the smoke came up through because it was pulled, it would also be like cleansed in a way that would make it less harsh, like you do with a percolator or whatever. Like what happens when you pass it through a bunch of water, but in a way that doesn't take out the effects of the smoking, but rather just the harshities.
Yeah, probably.
Like the tar or whatever.
Yeah, I think probably just extraction purposes are like that. One thing I had an idea for a while back, and I'm sure it's done, but it's like it was the idea of you could do it with rocks. You could also do it with just like I was thinking steel balls, but just any kind of like metal or object that kind of keeps its temperature, and kind of put that into the chamber or the bong, and then just kind of go through that, and then essentially it's gonna cool if you kind of have it frozen, or frozen, it's not actually gonna freeze, but this is super cold chilled, then it kind of does that same sort of thing, and it takes the effect of ice cubes, but without being like ice cubey.
Oh, here's an idea. Okay, you have the little ball bearings or whatever go all the way down the stem, and also be at the base of the part where you pack too, so that the ones that are being hit directly with the lighter stay lit to keep everything cherried permanently pretty much, but the ones inside are all ice cold, so as it goes through it like cools right down, but it also stays cherried up at the top like simultaneously.
I think we missed our calling in life here.
What do you mean? We're 30, dude. We got plenty of time to make a cool bong.
Yeah, I for people who don't know, so I used to be involved in that scene of trade. I was quite excited back then, and I made my own bongs.
It just passed the House recently as a majority to federally legalized, and it's going to Senate probably 2021. I think we're going to have federally legalized marijuana, recreational marijuana in 2021.
That'll be interesting. But anyway,
I mean, it won't help for New Hampshire, but
what is interesting with you? What is weird about yourself? Do you have anything?
I mean, we're talking about it.
That's not that weird.
What?
That you like marijuana?
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah. What's weird about you?
I don't know. What is? Why?
Because I shared something about myself. Now we need something about you.
Oh, what's this tit for tat thing?
Because
what's this?
I need some good.
This is a manipulation tactic that people use where, and it's very common in what Darren Brown does, where you can convince somebody to do something for you by doing something for them first. It's very manipulative, Nathan.
So we haven't talked in a while, Steve, and I just want to get to know you better and more. Because
well, what I've been researching lately is manipulation techniques, so I can stop being manipulated by my best friend.
Okay. And it's the strange thing about yourself that you like to manipulate conversations into how they're being manipulated?
No, I like to prevent being manipulated by you specifically.
I see. So maybe you need to take your heart chakra and open it up a little bit. Just make it out.
Does your heart have its own chakra?
Yeah, your heart chakra.
Oh, the chakra of the heart. Okay, I understand now. The one that's right there.
Yeah, because you have your heart chakra, your throat chakra, you have your, what do they call it again? Your base chakra?
I think they call it base.
Yeah,
they just call it base.
Yeah.
If you're talking about sex.
Yeah, it's like that. They say that's where the power of humanity comes from, is from the base chakra. And it filters up to the head chakra. But then if you get super good at it, you can actually flow the energy all the way up to the base of the head, have it go out, and almost like a magnetic field, go back into the base. Perpetual energy.
Is that like an Ouroboros?
No. An Ouroboros is like...
That's the thing that eats itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here...
That's what you're talking about. You're talking about it going up through and then back around. That's the exact same thing.
Well, here, it's actually more like an hourglass. But think of an hourglass as having...
Thinking of an hourglass.
Okay, imagine the bottom half of this, right? And then every little strand...
Nate, you're holding it. I don't need to
like
imagine anything. You're physically holding it, telling me to imagine the thing you're holding.
Imagine there's sand in here. Imagine the sand is falling at a rate of, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I lost my train of thought.
That's perfect. Well, that was a great episode.
Wow. See, I'm supposed to be the one who like doesn't share about myself. I'm all shy and stuff, but no, Meader's a shy one.
I'm very shy. That's this weird thing about myself. Damn it, you got me.
Listen, you have to make yourself vulnerable. I mean, it's like that motivational speaker says, you can't get where you want out of life until you make yourself vulnerable. And, you know.
Didn't we have him on our show? I think that was Maxwell Ivy, the blind blogger.
No, he said ask what fruit you want. This is a different one.
He said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
So this is a shot that you need to take then. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready for you.
Tequila. Give me the salt, and I can take the shot. I got a bunch of dice that I've collected for D&D. I collect old video game stuff.
Yeah, that was a little bit
I
different.
really like collecting hats.
See, the video game stuff is kind of interesting too because you don't. It's like some people just collect like shit like that and don't know much about it. That's kind of me, to be honest. Like I collect shit and I don't know much about it at all. Like I just kind of think it looks pretty and I just kind of take it. But like you were telling me about one of these video games things you had. There's like I don't know, like it was from Japan, and you're like you're telling me all about it and all the history of it, and I was just like, wow, you actually know quite a bit about this.
Yeah, I got really into like hyper obscure N64 peripherals, things that were used for controllers that were used for like one game. Or something like that, like the heartbeat monitor, which is used for 2 games, or the train controls, which is used for exactly 1 game. So those I find very, very interesting. That something like so custom made for just only 1 case use in the world. I just think that's really cool.
Right. I mean. It's actually kind of weird back in the day because it's like things were a bit more of a things were a bit harder to manufacture, like custom made. Like nowadays, like anyone can like put like a breadboard design and kind of get it shipped out to some Chinese factory and they'll just print it. Like it's super easy to get stuff made, and then I guess getting the housing is a little bit different, but you know it's nothing like too crazy, but. For like any sort of like little video game company to do that kind of stuff back in the day, that seems like a big hassle, like a big kind of step to do, like a whole multi-adventure.
It does, and then will it be lucrative or not? I have this really cool dice. It's big. It's metal. This is actually heavy, and it has the Extra Life logo as the 20 spot. It's a D20.
Oh, nice.
And I got it for raising money for Extra Life.
Okay, I
And
can
it
think of
sits
one
right
other
there
weird
and
thing.
doesn't get used.
I was gonna say, is that kind of impractical to use while you're playing D&D?
No, that would be really cool to use, and I may use it for like a boss fight or something. Like it'll like get 1 use, but it will have to be special, you know, because that's a really cool dice.
I think the Big Mac poster is kind of weird, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah,
It's got a shirt over it right now.
Yeah, Meader's got this big Mac poster, and it's just kind of strange
It's the
because
Grand Mac.
Grand Mac. Okay. It's a little bit weird because it's like corporate advertising, and it's not super common that someone's going to advertise something in their house. Like you might. Like advertising something that's done to you. So when you're internally advertising to yourself, that's kind of strange. I mean, you can go into different arguments about that too. Like, I don't know, maybe you have like a poster up about Skyrim or like some famous TV show, but I think it's kind of the product. The product itself is the characters that they're advertising. But here you're kind of advertising to yourself with the Grand Mac, the daddy of them all.
Yeah, and I sleep right there and look right at it. It's more advertising for the cat than anything. the Grand Mac was short-lived. It was around just for a very short bit of time, and that's the official poster that they hung up in the sign in the store window.
How did you get it?
Brienne worked there.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So for some reason, they were throwing them out, and she was like, "Do we want this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
When I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, they had this giant life-size thing of this guy named Gronk, who I guess is like a football player or something.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski,
Yeah.
number 87 for the Patriots. He's the tight end. Now he plays for Tampa Bay.
But they had some sort of sponsorship deal with them, and so they had like Gronk and this other guy, but they had a big thing of Gronk at this point, and it's like I'd say it's life size, but it's a bit more than life size to be honest.
Ooh.
But
well, he's a massive dude.
yeah, well, that's where it's a little bit tough because it was definitely really big, but I'm not sure if it was exaggerated, but I think it may have not been because he could have been that size feasibly. But anyway, we were supposed to be throwing it out because the promotion is ending, and then somebody asked if they could take it home, essentially, and it's just like, what do you want it for? Just to have. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think it's
called a shower buddy, Nate. You wouldn't know what me and the Mac have been through.
Okay. See, I don't know. Oh, hey, we got a new comment here from Hinata Hiu. Hello, Hinata. She's new here. It's great to see you. We're definitely going to be wrapping up here soon, but we have plenty of episodes you can check out. If you want to, get in touch with us, have any suggestions, definitely let us know what to talk about, and we'll talk about it eventually. Yeah. One thing I think that's kind of interesting is that it's like a guy, or let's say a girl takes home like a giant life-size thing of Gronk. That's fine, but if there's like some super sexy supermodel, say like Stacy Keibler, and take a life-size little poster of her home, or like a cutout thing. Is that creepy?
I mean, it's equally as creepy.
Okay. I'm on board with that. I'll accept that.
I think it's an equal amount of creepy. But why does I don't know that the gender of either matters.
Well, maybe, see, I feel like I'd get judged for it, but it's like people don't judge when you want to take Gronkowski home. But if I was going to bring home like Stacy Keibler, people would judge that.
It sounds like you did.
What?
Sounds like you judged the Gronk.
No, I didn't judge. I understood, but I just realized that if I did it, I'd get pushback.
Yeah. Oh, so you let them take it?
Yeah, of course. It's like, it's going to go in the trash anyway. What do I care?
I don't know. What do you care, Nate?
Well, sometimes I don't care at all. I mean, that's especially when I'm sleeping, because when I'm sleeping, my eyes are just kind of like innocuous to the outer world. And maybe there's some sort of inner world happening through the form of dreams, but I really just don't care during that time. And, but if you guys definitely care, you should let us know through messaging. How do you message people? Well, Twitter, Facebook, like twitter.com/we need to talk show, or facebook.com/we need to talk show. Meader, I think you have a correction to make.
Nate prompting me to correct him because he knew one of the tags was wrong. The Twitter is WNTT1, Facebook.com/we need to talk show.
We have a Patreon. If you want to donate to us, definitely do that, because we'd appreciate it, especially my wallet. I am a poor college student who is going to work full time, so just feel bad for me and just give me all the money. Really, just put it right into my PayPal, not Meader's, thing. So
yeah, that's fine. The best way to find all of this stuff is we need to talk.show, and that'll take you directly to our podcast NH link, which has all of these links right on it everywhere you can watch us. Our Facebook, our Twitter, our Patreon. So highly suggested check that out.
And one last thing is they're still probably going to be going a fundraiser at the time this is released. They'll be going till February. It's done by the Plunge Podcast. They're raising money for the Special Olympics in New Hampshire. It's a very local charity, near and dear to our hearts. So definitely, if you guys see this and you have a little bit of money to donate, especially after this holiday time, go to this website. The website is fundraising.sonh.org. What's the rest of it, Meader?
There's a whole big long mess of website. Someday I may buy a shortened version, but this year we'll just say links in the description.
Fuck. I was trying to take the easy way out, and then you took the easier way out.
And it sounded great until it didn't.
Okay, well, I think this is the end of this episode. So let's say something quippy, and then we'll say we need to talk at the end.
Something quippy. We need to talk at the end.
We need to talk at the end. We need to talk.
Nate saved it.